Welcome to another update from Elixir's voyage around the world, and you've joined us at a very exciting time as we're about to make our way across a stretch of water named the Dangerous Middle, a notoriously unpredictable region of convergence and squalls. From the remote atoll of Maupiuhaa, which has a population of only 7, we left on a 580-mile passage to the island of Suwarrow, which is part of the Cook Islands. We found out quickly how this area earned its name as we weathered a quick succession of powerful squalls, and it turned out to be a very damp passage. It was a tough one with difficult weather and unusual breakages along the way, but we made it to Suwarrow, a remote atoll literally in the middle of the Pacific with 2 inhabitants and a fascinating history. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Join the Patreon to support the production of these videos and be the first to hear about any opportunities to sail on Elixir. The goal of this voyage is to share the sailing lifestyle with as many people as possible, and we've already had over 50 different crew members join along the way.
How the f do you cook like this? F***ing madness.
What are you making today, chef?
Making some eggs on toast. 5-star cuisine as always. First we're going to toast the bread a wee bit. Not just any eggs.
It goes without saying, but the Pacific is a very big ocean. We were over halfway across by this point, so it didn't take me long to sink back into the routine of being at sea. Emily had done a long passage on Elixir before, but this was the first time for Nate. However, the energy was good on board for the first few days of the passage.
If this bird takes a shit, I'm f***ed.
So this is what a squall looks like in the middle of the Pacific at night time. How is it out here?
It's cold and windy, but honestly it's kind of cool. Like, just like unabashed nature, you know?
Yeah. So we just had 3 consecutive squalls that got progressively more intense. The first one was just like a bit more wind and a bit of light rain, and then the second one picked up to like 30 knots and it was raining quite heavily, and the third one was gusting and it was pretty much torrential rain for half an hour. I don't know why it suddenly got so squally, but it looks like there might be another one coming our way, which doesn't look great. At least they're blowing us in the right direction. How do you find your first squall experience?
I don't think this was my first squall experience.
Oh, fair.
Weren't there like a bunch of squalls in Panama on the way to Yala?
Oh yeah, maybe there were actually. True.
Right? This one was definitely the most intense though, I feel like. And it's at night, so it's more sinister. Very sinister. It's like sinister vibes.
Yeah, literally. I wish I could pick out this other cloud that's coming on camera, but there's no way I'm going to be able to do it with this. But yeah, we got 2 reefs in the main. A tiny little bit of head sail out. Last night we had 3 pretty strong squalls come through. It was quite tiring because basically I just had to get up every time. It basically just looked like torrential rain and 35 knots of wind, so we just had to take in sail real quickly and just run with them. Basically just rained all night, so this morning we're just trying to dry everything out again. Hopefully it'll be a nice day. It's cleared up now. Yeah, it was a pretty eventful first night to the passage. But yeah, we're sailing 570 miles from the atoll of Maupiuhaa, which is our last stop in French Polynesia. We've been in French Polynesia for like 4 months. Technically, you're only allowed to stay for 3 months if you're English. Because of Brexit, we're no longer in the European Union. But I basically just checked out with customs a little bit early and then explored some of the like outside islands, which I think is fine. And now we're on our way to the Cook Islands, Suwarrow, or Suwarrow apparently it's called, which is part of the Cook Islands. Another atoll with 2 park rangers that live there. So hopefully that'll be cool. Yeah, it's 570 miles. Looks like it's mostly going to be downwind. Forecast looked like it was going to get windy towards the end. Hopefully it'll be a good sail. And then after that, it's another 500 miles to Maupiuhaa, which is the capital of Western Samoa, which apparently is a really nice place. Yeah, so we're making progress across the middle part of the Pacific, and soon we're going to be close to New Zealand. I was going to put some of that up dog in there. Have you seen it anywhere?
I know this is one of them jokes. Say that again.
I was going to put some of that up dog in there. Have you seen it anywhere?
I'm not saying what I know what you want me to say.
What's that?
What's up, plug?
No, up dog.
Up dog?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to put some of that what's up dog.
Not much, you. Alright, I got a question for you.
What?
Would you rather eat a baby goat or a matter baby?
Wait, a baby goat or like a baby manta ray?
No, a matter baby.
What's a mata baby? What's a mata baby?
Nothing, baby.
Oh my
What's the matter with you?
The dangerous middle earned its name as a region of water where two separate wind patterns converge. The southeast trade winds meet an equatorial band of easterlies, and the result is unstable weather that quickly changes from periods of calm to 30-knot rain squalls.
Last night the wind died completely. As you can see, there's almost no wind at all. We're just kind of bobbing around, waiting for it to fill in again. We made the most of the lack of wind and went for a little shower, which was quite nice. But there's definitely something happening behind us. Like you can see all these clouds here are a bit of an indication that there's weather coming towards us. There's definitely some rain that I can see like over there. Another patch over there. Maybe that's a sign that there's some wind on the way. The forecast said it would fill in at some point today, so just sort of waiting for that to happen. About 300 odd miles left to go to Suwarrow.
I'm not a huge fan of running the engine at sea, and usually when the wind drops off, we take the chance to swim and try our best to make the most of whatever wind is there. Fortunately, Elixir sails well in light winds, and we managed to keep her moving even though we were only maintaining a few knots.
What do you think of your first 48 hours?
It's only been 48 hours?
Not even.
No, it's been more. It's been like 50 hours, right? Because we left at 11.
Oh yeah, fair.
After the first day, because like the first day you're like, okay, it's been a day, but it hasn't. It's been like 6 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Like 7 p.m. the first day, you're like, it's been 1 day. And then being like, holy shit, it's been like 0 days. That part was a bit but no, it's been good. It's been chill. We're like nearing halfway.
Yeah.
It's been chill, yeah.
The last day doesn't really count as a day though, because we haven't moved, because the wind's been so light.
What, like all of yesterday?
I think we did like 60 miles.
Wait, are we gonna make it by the 30th?
I hope so. This is day 4 of our passage to Suwarrow, and the last 24 hours have been pretty wet. Like there's just been this really like persistent rain, which means everything inside the boat has gotten really damp. We're all just wet because we've been sat out here, and no one's got that good wet weather gear, so yeah, it hasn't been super comfortable. And also I think there's a storm to the south of us because there's a really confused rolly sea, so the boat's just been rocking all over the place. Yeah, so the last 24 hours haven't been ideal sailing conditions, but it has just stopped raining, which is a positive, and I'm gonna make some bread, which will be nice. Hopefully brighten up the day a little bit, because as you can see, 150 miles to go, so hopefully at some point tomorrow we'll be pulling in and we'll be able to drop the anchor and have a little rest before continuing on with another 500 miles to Samoa. It is long, this middle part. The thing is with the Pacific is it's just always huge distances between islands, and like you sort of get used to just setting off for a 500 mile passage, and this is 2 consecutive passages over 500 miles. Yeah, it's quite a lot of sailing, a lot of miles to cover, but it'll be good when we arrive in Samoa because it'll be nice to have this middle part behind us. Unfortunately, I discovered a little rip in the head sail this morning, so I had to pull that down, which is really annoying because it's the first one and it's a really nice sail. So we're gonna have to fix that when we get to Suwarrow. Yeah, as you can see, I just bagged it up. The sky has cleared a little bit, but it looks like we still have some squalls kicking around. It's probably gonna rain again, but we'll see. So how have the last few days been?
It's been good. Wait, you should ask Nate this question. It's been rainy, like super rainy. It's been, I don't like boring is not the right word, but like, do you know what I mean? Like we're just out here, but it's been chill.
We have the small head sail up now because the other one ripped, but we're still moving. All right, mate. How have the last few days been for you?
Pretty
Why?
yesterday I just didn't feel very well, to be honest. Feel a bit better today though. A lot better actually. Yesterday was grim. I was dying. I was in the doghouse. Got piss wet through about 3 different times. Just felt dead sick all day really. I kind of expected it when we were doing long voyages to be not so easy. I'd say more it's just finding things to occupy your time more than anything. That's probably the only thing that I didn't really think about. That's it really.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of how I imagined it.
What do you think of the spinnaker?
It's bigger than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair.
True.
True.
Like it's big as shit. What the fuck?
What are you watching?
Playing pool, man.
The plan was to fly the spinnaker over through the night because we want to arrive in daytime the next day, so trying to get as much speed as we could. And somehow half of the spinnaker has just completely gone missing without anyone noticing. Like I stuck my head up to have a little look at the sail and this is what I saw. Can we see it? So you can see that literally the top half of the sail is just disappeared. That's the second sail that we've ripped today, and I broke my favourite mug.
How the f is it even rip like
2
that?
sails, 1 day. That's how we're living.
And a mug.
Yeah. And we've got a seal on board the boat as well now.
Have we?
Yeah.
A sea lion?
Yeah, listen to him. Does night watches and everything.
So this is what we've been dealing with for the last few days. Pretty much rain school after rain school after rain school, and yeah, we're about 40 miles away or 30 miles away from Suwarrow. So it'll be nice to pull into that anchorage and get out of this weather. Fingers crossed, it's all good getting into the pass. We'll see. Not the most ideal conditions to arrive at a new island, but hopefully the weather will clear up a bit by then.
Should I vlog?
Yeah, go on then.
Hey guys, so it's day 5, being on this fiberglass bulb, and we're finally seeing land.
We're just motoring into the pass at Suwarrow. Yeah, it looks like a really cool spot. As you can see, there's a handful of boats already here, anchored just behind the island. That looks like our friends Northern Shadow as well. Ed and Natalie. So yeah, we're gonna drop the hook and stay here for a few nights and rest, because that was quite a tiring passage, that last one. Dry out all our clothes, make some water, and maybe explore this island a little bit. Yeah, we'll see.
Nate! Nate! Nathaniel!
His face.
Before we left on the next passage to Samoa, I wanted to make sure that we were ready to put to sea again. I switched on the water maker and got to work on the sails. Half of the spinnaker was missing, so there was no way we were going to be able to fix that, but there was only a small rip in the headsail and it was fairly straightforward to sew a new patch in.
Gordon Ramsay back at it again. What are you making today, Max?
I'm making popcorn. You haven't tried the Elixir special yet?
Nope.
You're about to. I'm about to blow your mind.
There's a special flavour in your finger dust.
Yeah. We're in the island of Suwarrow, which is part of the Cook Islands. It's the only Cook Island we're going to be stopping off at. As you can see, this is like the main part of the island, and the atoll stretches in a few miles in that direction. The reef goes all the way around. So we're anchored inside the lagoon at the moment, and it's nice and sheltered. Yeah, and it's like really remote. There's no other islands for hundreds of miles, and only 2 people live here. It's a national park and they're park rangers. And yeah, they're both really nice. It's a couple. But yeah, we're only gonna stay here for a few days as like a little rest before the next 500-mile passage to Samoa. And we're gonna go and swim or snorkel and hopefully find some manta rays and sharks. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll see some cool stuff. Are you ready to find some manta rays?
Yes.
Are you ecstatic?
Yes.
Suwarrow is the archetype of a tropical desert island, but for me the real beauty lies underwater. The island is a nature reserve, which means no fishing is allowed, and it quickly became obvious that there was a lot of marine life inside the lagoon. Because of the current, we stayed in the shallows. We didn't see any manta rays or sharks, but when the water looks like this, you literally cannot complain. And after the swim, we hopped back into Pipi and went ashore to explore the largest motu in the atoll. Although the island was at some point inhabited by ancient Polynesians, it was empty when the Russian ship named Suwarrow first spotted it in 1814. The island is probably best known due to a Kiwi man called Tom Neal, the voluntary castaway who spent a total of 16 years living alone beneath the palm trees. Now the island is part of the Cook Islands and home to a husband and wife pair of park rangers who spend 6 months of the year living here. It's too risky to stay during cyclone season, especially since storm surges can sweep over the entire island, and for 6 months of the year the island is uninhabited. Thanks again for watching another update from our voyage around the world. It's amazing to think that we're almost halfway around now. If I could ask you for a favor to like, subscribe to this channel, and to just engage with this video as much as you can, comment, share, send it to one of your mates, I'd be very grateful. And yeah, we also have an online store where we're selling these beautiful untied t-shirts printed on organic cotton with water-based ink. And if you want to have the opportunity to sail on board Elixir, then sign up to the Patreon, because that's where I'm picking up crew at the moment. There's also more content there. I've also been writing a monthly newsletter where I share everything I've learned about sailing around the world and owning a boat. So yeah, thanks again for following our journey around the world, and I will see you in the next video.